And that's what this book is about. It's about living like a hero so you can experience a deep sense of meaning. The book teaches a simple-to-use system allowing anybody to live a life that delivers a deep sense of meaning. If you have struggled with a feeling of futility, or if you are tired of the story you've been living, or if you are having to start over and create a new reality for yourself, I hope you find this book to be helpful. Act 1. How to create a life of meaning. Chapter 1. The victim, the villain, the hero, and the guide. The 4 roles we play in life. Living a meaning-filled story does not happen by accident. In fact, living a good story is a lot like writing one. When we read a great story, we don't realize the hours of daydreaming, planning, fits, and false starts that went into what the reader may experience as a clean line of meaningful action. Stories can be fun to write and fun to live, but the good ones take work. Whether we like it or not, the lives we live are stories. Our lives have a beginning, middle, and end, and inside those 3 acts we play many roles. We are brothers and sisters, sons and daughters, mothers and fathers, teammates, lovers, friends, and so much more. For many of us, the stories we live feel meaningful, interesting, and perhaps even inspired. For others, life feels as though the writer has lost the plot. All of this begs the question, though. Who is writing our stories? Is God writing our stories? Is fate writing our stories? Is the government or our boss or the church writing our stories? I heard an interview with a physicist once who espoused the possibility our stories actually don't exist in time at all, and they have not yet started and are already done at the same time, or rather, in the absence of time. Perhaps this is true, but even if it is, I'm not sure how it helps me enjoy life any more or less. The truth is, we all have to live this life and experience it within the confines of time, and I'm guessing we all want the experience to be as meaningful as possible. For practical purposes, it is my position that the author of our stories is actually us. Perhaps the single greatest paradigm shift I've had as a human is this idea. I am writing my story, and I alone have the responsibility to shape it into something meaningful. I agree with James Allen, who said in his 1902 book, As a Man Thinketh, man is buffeted by circumstances so long as he believes himself to be the creature of outside conditions. But when he realizes that he is a creative power, and that he may command the hidden soil and seeds of his being out of which circumstances grow, he then becomes the rightful master of himself. Here is a hard truth. If God is writing our stories, he isn't doing a good job. I think we can all agree that some people's stories seem quite tragic, and many of us have experienced our share of those tragedies. What's more, if God is writing our stories, he isn't doing a fair job either. Some people are born privileged, and some are not. Some people die an untimely death, and others live in prime health until their credits roll. What if, instead of writing our stories, God has invented the sunrise and sunset, the ocean and desert, love and other forms of weather, and then handed us the pen to write the proverbial rest? What if we are much more responsible for the quality of our stories than we previously thought? What if any restlessness we feel about our lives is not in fact the fault of fate, but the fault of the writer themselves, and that writer is us? What if the broken nature of life is a fact, but the idea we can also create something meaningful in the midst of that brokenness, an equal fact? None of this can be proven, of course, but does it need to be proven to be a useful paradigm? Also, if I believe fate has all the power, and so I sit neutral as my story wanders aimlessly around the page like it was dictated by a dispassionate imbecile, who should I blame? God? Fate? Steinbeck? It seems to me that blaming myself is the most viable option. While that option may implicate me, it also offers me the most power to do something about it. Regardless of who is writing our stories, it is a useful belief that we are the authors. And it's more than a useful belief. It's a fun belief. What if we get to partner with the fixed elements